Gentlemen, welcome to the 314th Fighter Squadron Activation Ceremony. Today, Lieutenant Colonel Andrew Caggiano will assume command of the 314th Fighter Squadron. The change of command ceremony is an American military tradition deeply rooted in history. It dates back to 3 July 1775, when General George Washington drew his sword under an elm tree in Cambridge, Massachusetts, to assume command of the Continental Army. During the American Revolution, military units carried distinctive flags designed to match the color of their uniforms, and emblazed with a motto selected by the commander. When soldiers followed the leader into battle, this flag provided a highly visible point around which members of the unit could rally during the pandemonium battle. Because of its importance, the flag was used in the Continental Army's earliest change of command ceremonies. The organization's banner was exchanged in full view, so every soldier could see the officer now entrusted to lead them into battle. The modern ceremony is principally symbolic, yet it still announces to all the authority of the incoming commander.
Present the command.
Sir, present the command.
Present the colors.
Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed. And the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please bow your heads and join me in a word of prayer. Almighty God, we thank you for your presence today as we activate the 314th Fighter Squadron. This morning we bear witness to a long-held tradition when the leader takes command. So as Lieutenant Colonel Andrew Caggiano assumes command of the 314th, may this assumption of authority and accountability be a reflection of your divine will for the 54th Fighter Group and all of Team Holloman. We offer thanks to all who have laid the groundwork behind the scenes for this activation. Let each one of us never forget the tremendous price military members in our nation's history have paid for the privileges we enjoy, and also the sacrifice for all the military families and what they have made. Be with Lieutenant Colonel Caggiano as he leads this squadron. Grant favor and kindness to his family, his wife Amber and daughter Charlotte. We pray that your wisdom will guide all of us, Lord. We offer service to you, our nation, and to the United States. We pray this in the name of our sovereign God, who watches over us all. Amen.
It is my distinct pleasure to introduce the presiding officer, the commander of 54th Fighter Group, Colonel Jeffrey Jensen.
On July 6, 1942, 314th Fighter Squadron activated under 1st Fighter Command, flying the venerable Curtiss P-40 Warhawk, and quickly saw action during World War II in the deserts over North Africa. Today, 73 years later, on the 14th day of that same month, the 314th Fighter Squadron Warhawks are reactivated under the 56th Fighter Wing, flying the mighty F-16 Viper. They will see their first action tomorrow over the deserts of New Mexico. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is truly a great day at Holloman Air Force Base, and an even better day to be part of the 54th Fighter Group. General Ployce, Command Chief Maza, Colonel Gallegos, Colonel Toffel, Doc Rawson, thank you for making the trip out to Luke today for this ceremony. Chief Morales, my chief, and his lovely wife Techie, thank you for being here. Colonel Sherwood, Jamie, Command Chief Loescher, thank you for support of the 54th Fighter Group mission. To the New Mexico national, local, and state leaders, thank you for being here to mark this important day for New Mexico, as well as the community of Alamogordo. Toots and John Green, if there were an MVP award for command change season, you guys would get it. I don't think you've missed one, and we certainly appreciate your support. Dwight, thank you for being here. Don, Ed, thank you. Fellow group commanders, group chiefs, friends of Holloman, men and women of the 49th, and most importantly, 54th Fighter Group and 314th Fighter Squadron, thank you for being here today to celebrate the Warhawk activation of Ascension Command. I started with a little bit of history this morning because, quite frankly, this event is historic. The stand-up of the 314th is a culmination of a plan that started nearly 5 years ago. The idea to bring F-16s from Arizona to Alamogordo. The 314th rounds out the fighter group and takes its place alongside the 311th, the 54th OSS, AMXS, and Maintenance Squadron, and brings together the 54th Fighter Group to full operational capability. Normal ops, as it were. I couldn't be more proud to be part of this event. It didn't happen on its own. It took an immense amount of work and coordination from across the fighter group. And the men and women of the 314th Fighter Squadron and AMU, some standing before you or sitting among you today. Folks like Tech Sergeant Shirley Belvin, who jumped in as resource advisor to reconcile the budget, not because she was trained as a resource advisor, but because she had the skill set and our checkbook sorely needed balancing. Fantastic airmen like Chief Select Mike Wilkie, Senior Master Sergeant Spence Ridgway, Master Sergeant Holloman, who readied the 314th AMU and support section. The Warhawk Director of Operations and the commander of our troops today, Lieutenant Colonel Heath Cooler Wimberly, who with the help of his initial cadre, built a squadron from the ground up in just under 4 months. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. Today wouldn't have happened if you hadn't made it so. But they didn't do it alone. Agencies from across the 49th Wing, from contractor to CE to COM, to the Control Squadron, pitched in to make this day a reality. It was a true team effort, and I thank you for all your dedication to our cause. But rather than signify completion, today marks a grand and new beginning of the 56th Fighter Wing and 54th Fighter Group missions. Simply put, that mission is to produce fighter pilots, and there is no better organization to that task. To date, the 56th Fighter Wing has produced over 55,000 fighter pilots for the combat air forces. The 314th Fighter Squadron now takes its latest squadron, or is the latest squadron to take its place once again and add its tally to the storied legacy. In fact, as we look forward from this day, the 54th Fighter Group, with the inclusion of the 314th Fighter Squadron, will produce just over 45% of all F-16 pilots they have. At one time, the road to an F-16 went through Glendale, Arizona. Today, with the activation of the Warhawks, it now goes through Alamogordo, New Mexico. The man chosen to shoulder this awesome responsibility to lead the great airmen of the 314th is himself a great airman. Lieutenant Colonel Andy Finch Caggiano has grown up in the F-16, where he's been consistently recognized for his tactical proficiency in the aircraft and leadership in the air and on the ground. He's a fighter pilot's fighter pilot. I've served with him at both Hill Air Force Base, Utah, and of course Luke Air Force Base, Arizona. And I can personally attest that while there may be some folks that are as good, I can't think of anyone as a better choice to lead the Warhawk Nation. He and his lovely wife Amber and their new baby Charlotte come to us from Shaw Air Force Base, and we're lucky to have them. Finch, I know you're eager to get to work, but a couple of things to keep in mind as you take lead of the 314th. Command is the greatest honor our Air Force can bestow. I know you'll treat it as such. Take care of your airmen. Lead fearlessly. You and Amber will be great. Again, thank you all for being here today. Now let's get on with the ceremony. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, before the reading of the order, Colonel Jensen and Lieutenant Colonel Caggiano will unfurl the 314 Fighter Squadron's organizational flag.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. Department of the Air Force. Headquarters, United States Air Force, Washington, D.C. Special order number GS-15-022, dated 9 July 2015, under the provisions of Air Force Instruction 51-604, and effective 14 July 2015, Lieutenant Colonel Andrew Caggiano assumes command of the 314 Fighter Squadron, Holloman Air Force Base, New Mexico. By order of the commander of 54 Fighter Group, Colonel Jeffrey Jensen. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to introduce the commander, 314 Fighter Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Andrew Caggiano. Keeping with tradition, the 314 Fighter Squadron flagship bears the name of the commander on the canopy's rail. Please direct your attention towards aircraft 88484. Staff Sergeant Anthony Hackworth and Senior Airman Jordan King will now unveil Lieutenant Colonel Caggiano's name on the aircraft.
I gotta say, it's terrific to be back here in Holloman, although I haven't had the best of memories from my previous visits here in the past. My first visit here was in 1999, when the Air Force put me through the centrifuge, and they spun me around at 9 Gs until I blacked out. So I don't really have any memories of that trip. Came back here in 2004 to go to the altitude chamber to renew my currency in the high altitude environment. And the Air Force put me in a container, sucked all the oxygen out of it, and made me dizzy up to where I couldn't even spell my own name. So I don't have great memories of that trip either. I know I'm all done with all my centrifuge training, and I think I should be good on the altitude chamber for the duration of my time here. So I think this tour should prove to be a lot better than my other two experiences here. I can tell you, from before we came here till we arrived, and now that we're getting integrated with the community, Amber and I have never felt more welcomed anywhere we've been, and we thank you all from both the base and the downtown community for making us feel special and like we're home neighbors right here, right away. Well, today it is with great pride and humility that I assume command of the 314th Fighter Squadron. General Ploy, sir, thank you very much for putting your trust in me to command the 314th, the Air Force's newest fighter squadron. It gives me great pleasure to be working for a leader who I've known for a long time and I trust and respect. Amber, I think I've got some flowers for you coming. Thank you very much for jumping into Fighter Squadron Command with me with both feet. You've been an incredible supporter of both my Air Force career and our growing family, and you have performed the Air Force's most unsung and unpaid job brilliantly as a supportive spouse who gets her airmen going to work every day so that he can support and defend the national interests of our great country. I know that your enthusiasm for the Warhawks will be contagious, and I can't wait to get started with you. To my family and friends, thank you all for making a long trip from the East Coast and from the Midwest. Thank you very much for helping us move into our house. We couldn't have done it without you, with our house of goods having arrived just last Friday. And Mr. Miller, Smoker, thank you for coming here to represent the league. I know we're bitter rivals on the fantasy football field, but it's an honor to have you here for this special occasion today. To the other commanders, my fellow commanders of the 54th Fighter Group, Toto, Ken, Fester, Chavez, JJ, it's a pleasure and an honor to be working with you guys, with commanders that I've known and respected for over 20 years, in the cases of my academy classmates. I can't wait to get started with you guys to produce great things for our nation. Fester, you've been a great buddy all along the way. I never thought that you and I would be sitting in Squadron Command, Fighter Squadron Command together, and I can't wait to start producing warriors for our Air Force with you. Cooler, you have done an incredible job. I asked you to provide me with a turnkey operation at the 314th Fighter Squadron, and you did it. Mission accomplished. We will be ready to fly airplanes tomorrow and for every day thereon. Thank you very much for an excellent job. To my crew chiefs, Sergeant Hackworth and Aaron King, thank you very much for putting together a fantastic looking airplane. That tail flash on the back of that jet is probably the coolest one I've ever seen, and I am so proud to have my name on that airplane. Patriot Guard Riders, I really appreciate y'all coming out to support the event today. I'm glad you're getting to support a joyous occasion, and I can't wait to see your bikes out back after the ceremony today. And to my airmen, my pilots and airmen of the 314th Fighter Squadron, I can tell you that as a former FTUIP, and most recently as a customer of the product group we generate here at Holloman Air Force Base, I cannot overstress the importance of our mission to create the world's greatest fighter pilots that are ready to go on day one. In our modern era of persistent conflict, there simply is not enough time to play catch up for those that aren't ready when they leave this base. I thank you in advance for your dedication and perseverance to make sure that we accomplish this mission with each and every Warhawk graduate. Today, we open a new chapter in our storied history with the 314th Fighter Squadron Warhawks. As Colonel Jensen alluded to, we cut our teeth in World War II in North Africa when we supported Montgomery's 8th Army in the Tunisia area against the Marathon. We first saw combat action over the Mediterranean Sea, and we gained fame on April 18, 1943, when we shot down 25 aircraft on a single mission. By the end of the war, the Warhawks had secured 52 aerial victories total and had been major supporters of both the British 8th Army, the U.S. 5th Army, and were a big part of the Allied victory in Europe. We Warhawks picked up the F-16 mission from 1986 to 1994 at Luke Air Force Base, but the airplane that you see here today, although it looks the same on the outside as that previous version, it is a much different airplane than the original F-16. The shell looks the same, but the guts are loaded with today's most advanced combat systems and weaponry. Today's F-16, like the one you see here, can shoot down enemy aircraft, dozens of miles away with its advanced radar-guided missiles, and it can strike ground targets with a surgical precision that even our World War II predecessors would be astonished by. Even though the airplane out there is, maybe not this one, but the airplane itself is over 35 years old, it still remains a very relevant part of our high-end capable, high-end focused Air Force. With the reactivation today, we resume this great legacy of training our nation's best and brightest young men and women to become the most formidable single-seat, single-engine fighter pilots. We train them to go alone and unafraid hundreds of miles behind enemy lines, to courageously sanitize airspace and destroy targets, delivering fear in precision packages to the hearts of our enemies. Our freedom and our national interests rely on warriors that we train right here at Holloman Air Force Base, so we will be ever vigilant in our mission of preparing fighter pilots for combat. As we leave here today, I'd just like to step back to a quick vignette, March 2nd, 2002, and the Battle of Takugar in Afghanistan during Operation Anaconda. SEAL Team Mako 30, consisting of 6 Navy SEALs and 1 Air Force combat controller, found itself pinned down atop an 11,000-foot peak called Takugar, and they were outnumbered by Taliban and Al-Qaeda fighters about 10 to 1. There were F-16 pilots in the air, and they were a big part of rescuing the Mako 30 SEAL Team. They strafed and bombed enemy positions as close as 100 feet from the friendlies without harming a single guy, and got the Mako 30 team out unscathed. Those F-16 pilots that employed in Afghanistan that day learned their skills right here in squadrons just like the 314th Fighter Squadron. They saved American lives and they protected American interests. We will develop these same skills in every airman that passes through the 314th Fighter Squadron so that they can act decisively just like these pilots did when American lives are on the line. Again, it's a great honor to be here today. It's a great honor to lead the Warhawks as we resume this squadron's legacy of valor, first forged in the desert sands of North Africa, and now resumed in the white sands outside of Alamogordo. Amber and I are thrilled to be a part of the team here. We're thrilled to join the 54th Fighter Group. We're thrilled to join the Alamogordo community, and most importantly, we're thrilled to lead the Warhawks in building the next generation of great fighter pilot warriors. Warhawks, let's get to work. Warhawks!
The airmen of the 314th Fighter Squadron will now render the first salute to their new commander.